Hey, how's it going, guys? So, Ahsoka episode 1 and 2, it was a letdown for me. Did episode 3, was it better? I was hoping this episode would be better, but it's following the same trend. I feel like nothing much happened. It's reminding me of Mandalorian season 3 where the show was nothing up until the last few episodes. I hope things are going to get better, but okay, let's see. So it started off with that training sequence at the beginning, with Ahsoka training. What's her Sabine?
Yeah.
With the droid. I like that. That was sort of cool, right? You know how he had the multiple arms, and she was slicing through, and then they could analyze her slices afterward.
How do you want to do this? Do you want to explain to them our different perspectives? You've watched Rebels and watched all of that, and I'm
Okay.
well. I guess you know my brother's thing on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm strictly like that. The only other Star Wars stuff I've seen. Well, I never cared for Mandalorian. I never cared for any of the Star Wars shows besides Obi-Wan Kenobi because it's Obi-Wan Kenobi, and 7, 8, 9 don't count. I've not watched Rebels. I've not watched Clone Wars. I'm not saying it's bad, but like, what's the point when it's not really anything? Yeah. So how do you want to do it?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, so he hasn't watched Rebels. He thinks like me, episodes 1 through 6 is, that's the preferred canon. That's George's Star Wars, right?
Okay, so we can do it. I'm watching it. I'm watching these as a show, not looking at it as Star Wars, and they're just still bad. They're not good. I mean, yeah, I guess we'll just run down what happened in this episode and then see my reaction versus yours.
Yeah, so that training, I thought the training was cool, but I still don't understand. Sabine shouldn't be Ahsoka's Padawan. She's not force sensitive, and they're sort of trying to put the idea out there that, hey, everybody, Ahsoka said everybody has the force in them.
Yeah.
Therefore, you can be a Jedi. But then what happened to Qui-Gon Jinn talking about, oh, look, Anakin has Jedi traits, talking about midichlorian count. Not everybody can be a Jedi. Yeah, the Force, midichlorians, everybody has it. Even plants. But a plant can't be a Jedi.
They don't care about that anymore because before, literally, strictly only people would touch, like people that would touch lightsabers were Jedi.
Exactly. That's what I said. That's what I said in the last review. A person with a lightsaber, hey, that's somebody who's force sensitive. That's somebody who's a Jedi. Yeah, General Grievous doesn't have the force, but he's a machine. That doesn't really count.
Yeah, because what Ahsoka said, literally, along with, like, you were trained as a Mandalorian, right? She said that, and then it's hard work and discipline or something like that when she was talking in reference.
I wrote it here. Talent is a factor.
Yeah.
But training and hard work, training and hard work are the main things, but talent is also a factor. So you having the ability of the Force is a factor, but you can work yourself to being a Jedi.
Yeah, that's some trash.
Like, what? Then why like, even that droid was like, that droid was essentially like, hey, you wouldn't have talking to Sabine, like, you wouldn't have been chosen by the Jedi to be in the Jedi Academy. You don't meet the standards. But then what did Ahsoka say? Something like, what did she say? The Jedi Academy wouldn't have accepted Sabine as a Jedi candidate. And then Ahsoka was like, I don't need Sabine to be a Jedi. I need her to be herself. What the frick is this trash? So I don't get this, man. This is like identity politics type stuff. You just be yourself, whatever you want to be with your purple hair, and it's fine. You can be a Jedi too. And I like short hair, and I liked her purple hair in Rebels. It was cool, but it feels different in this show now because of the way she's acting. You know what I mean?
Now it's short purple hair versus it being short purple hair.
Yeah, now it's like, oh my gosh, like yeah, exactly. It's like the short purple hair, the modern day type of thing, versus more like a punk rock type of, I don't really follow the rules, I just do whatever I want to do type of attitude. And then now, oh my gosh. Okay, so what else?
Wait, what?
The fight, the after the training. Remember they had that that ship battle in space
Oh.
with the smoke coming, with the smoke coming off the ships, like with the blasts.
Blaster are now giving
They're
smoke.
dodging, right? So regardless if the blast is hitting the ship or the blasts are missing because they are dodging, the blasts are missing, and then you have all this smoke coming off. That didn't look good at all.
But again, at the same time, yeah, that doesn't look good, but you can excuse that because it's just Star Wars fiction. I was thinking,
Star Wars fiction. But have we seen that much
but-
smoke coming off of a
we-
blast
but we've never
in
ever
space?
We haven't seen light being emitted off lightsabers either. They're just changing things. It doesn't matter about that. So I'm saying, even though all that stuff is there, that's different. I think we're beyond that now because it's just so different from.
We're beyond it, but I'm still gonna complain about it.
Okay, that's true. Yeah, but then everything. Yeah.
It's still. I'm still to them. This is official Star Wars canon.
Yeah.
So, that's what I'm gonna be looking at it as.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm just looking at it as this is not. This is nothing. Because it's trash. So.
And then what else? The blasts having like smoke coming out of them. Also, Sabine and Ahsoka, they're so boring. They look like they're bored out of their minds. Like I talked about this in the last episode. They're so stiff. They're dull. And Ahsoka looks like she's literally just bored. She looks bored. And the thing is, Rosario Dawson can play her well. I know it. I thought that was really good casting.
See, I don't understand it. Because that's why when I say Disney is so influential when they have these directors come on. Because Dave Filoni made the character, right?
I don't know if Dave Filoni made her or George Lucas made her.
Whatever. He clearly directed her and had input on what she did in Clone Wars, right?
Yeah.
And this is a completely different character now. You think, right?
Very different character than Clone Wars,
What
but
about
more
Rebels?
similar to Rebels because in Rebels she was also like sort of dull in the way she talked. But I talked about this in the other review.
Yeah, then you said her
The
voice
voice
was animated.
actress,
Yeah.
her voice is animated, so that made up for it.
But
But
still-
now she's more dull.
No, but someone's telling her to do that. Even in the recording booth, like when they're recording the voices, right? Wouldn't they tell the actress who's doing the voice to be like, hey, bring it down a couple notches? But they clearly liked what she was doing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm
So you
saying.
can't even say, hey, Dave Filoni is not used to directing live action, and therefore it's not that.
He's telling the girl, okay, say it like this, deliver it with this tone, all that stuff. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and it's consistent. She's consistently delivering lines with this tone, and not just her. Other characters are consistently delivering lines with this monotone, dull, stick-like acting.
Yeah. But I think
Stiff-like acting.
I think that's like what I said when we were watching. Remember, they're trying to I think they make it seem like emotions are bad in female characters now, right?
That's true. Yeah,
Because then they're not strong. They're not strong if they express happiness, because then that's weakness. Then they'll be sad. Then they'll be hurt. I think the only thing that we saw was the green lady. What's her name?
Hera Syndulla.
When she snapped a little bit when she said, "Oh, Ezra is probably dead." You don't know that, like
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing. But that's like,
It wasn't the best acting, but at least that was some emotion. The most emotion we've got was literally from Chopper, and that's crazy.
who's that?
The droid.
Wait, okay. If we're still on the ship thing, okay, we haven't gotten to the fight. I mean, but that's a pretty big plot hole. The blaster
Yeah, that's what I was
phasing
gonna
through
say.
the ship and hitting the robot.
Yeah, so the blast, right? How much damage? Did you see any damage to that ship? There was literally, when they were fixing it, there were some sparks that were off screen that were sort of coming in screen. That was the only indicator for damage in the ship. Yet this droid got hit. So the blast literally phased through the ship, hit the droid.
But then they also showed that damage. Remember when they did that one scene when it's like far off and you see the damage?
Yeah, you
of
see
the
the
ship?
you see the
So
debris
clearly
floating
the
in
ship
space.
the ship got hit the droid, but didn't make a hole in the ship.
That doesn't make any sense.
Okay, but see, is this messing with Star Wars stuff? Is this holding it accountable to Star Wars, or is this just bad fiction?
That's bad fiction and bad Star Wars, yeah.
Why is it bad Star Wars?
But when have you seen that in Star Wars? Like Star Wars, there's a standard here that that's not being met.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about that. Ahsoka, gravity boots.
Yeah.
So Ahsoka, So Ahsoka came out of the ship in a Vegeta-looking outfit and started doing cartwheels in space. And somehow was running on the ship. Like she's literally wearing gravity boots or something. That was the silliest thing I've ever seen. That was so silly. Who thought of that idea?
I don't know, but I mean, okay, it's something. I see a lot of people saying that's cool, but at the same time, again, like looking at this as fiction, obviously, spaceships don't maneuver like that in space, but like you should have some kind of realism, right? Like when she jumps off a spaceship in space, she should float away. And then that can be cool too, because then they can have like that be another problem. Like, oh, she's going. I have to maneuver the ship to keep her on. They did that for a split second because she was floating, and then she said to Sabine, like, okay, bring the ship over. Then you see her turn the ship, her feet land on it, but then all of a sudden gravity is there, and she's just running across the ship in space.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, it's just quality issue. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's Star Wars or it's just.
Yeah, it's not an issue with Star Wars. It's an issue with the writing of this show.
But then, yeah.
And the directing.
That's just Disney overall.
And the acting.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's just Disney overall. I don't know about the acting because clearly, like, what effort does it take to say, hey, act?
Yeah, but it's still the acting. Regardless if the director is not telling you how to act or not, it still ends up being the acting.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that the actors can't do it. They could do it.
Yeah,
They're just not being
that's true.
the director saying, "Hey, good job at that trash performance. You did good."
Yeah. I don't know if you can you say that?
I mean, it's not a trash performance.
No, it's trash. But can you say it's? I think it's 100% goes onto the director, right? Or wait, no, you can't say
The writing and the directing. The writing's not great either.
Yeah.
Because and that was written in the scene for Ahsoka to do cartwheels in space.
Yeah.
That was written there. It was written for that droid to get hit by the blast.
And not the ship. Okay, I see what you're saying.
The Purgils looked cool. I like that. The whales in space.
Yeah. That looked okay. Remember, that's what I was saying. That felt like Star Wars, like when they're episode 1, when they're in the ship running away from the little sea monster thing. Like that felt Star Wars. Like the shots too. All of that felt cool. I don't know what the space things were, but it looked and felt like Star Wars. Finally.
Yeah. That did remind me of that episode 1 moment. And then also I talked about this when I was talking about Rebels. Like I like the Purgils. I've like always thought like, hey, space is so huge. Wouldn't there be like giant creatures that live in space, not on a planet or something? They're literally just swimming through space. Like that's cool.
Yeah.
So like seeing them in live action, I thought they actually looked cool. They look good. And they used that to explain the whole other galaxy. The whole other galaxy.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. The whole other galaxy bit is sort of interesting, but I mean Star Wars is, in a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Now we're going to another galaxy. Who knows what's going to be that other galaxy? It's going to be another franchise.
It's Star Wars Elseworlds.
Yeah, Star Wars. Not even. There's more so than Star Wars Elseworlds. But yeah, like, who knows what's going to be in that galaxy? It's good at Star Trek in that other galaxy.
But okay, yeah, you're gonna go say it's Star Wars again. But I'm saying that's good. At least they're separating themselves from Star Wars. And then Rebel Moon takes place in that other galaxy.
Yeah. I wonder what that other galaxy is going to be like. But what they said was, like what the thing I was like, okay, how is them just blasting off into hyperspace in the finale of Rebels? How do they end up in another galaxy? That makes absolutely no sense. People go through hyperspace all the time. They don't end up in another galaxy. So the way they explained it was, intergalactic hyperspace lanes, those intergalactic hyperspace the migration path of the Purgils, those intergalactic hyperspace lanes follow that path, right? The intergalactic migration of the Purgils. So intergalactic, between galaxies, these Purgils, these whales, they migrate between galaxies, and that ship in the end of Rebels. That all the Purgils latched on to that ship and dragged it with them.
Is that actually?
That's what happened in the end of Rebels.
That's actually what happened.
That's actually what
in
happened.
The animated series.
Yeah. So
okay, so then that makes sense.
So then it makes sense. That makes sense.
Okay.
So these Purgils pulled them into another galaxy.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
That is
Yeah,
cool.
that's cool. I thought they made it up on the spot, but if that happened in the animated series,
yeah.
that's cool.
That's cool. I don't consider Rebels canon either, anyways. But that's cool. But then the map Thrawn, right? The map. How do they still know that Thrawn is in that galaxy? I would imagine these Purgils migrate to other galaxies also.
Maybe not, because like somebody like seagulls or something like that, they go from this place to this place back and forth over and over again. So it could be.
That's true.
Like.
That's true. Okay.
Yeah. So that I don't think. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a cool concept. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. That's cool. All right, so that's it for this episode, man. I was hoping this episode would start an uptick, like an uphill trend, okay? But it didn't.
But why would you think that?
I'm hoping. I guess I wasn't thinking that. I was hoping that it would.
Well, okay. When's your hope gonna run out? Because we talked about what was it that we're talking about with Obi-Wan?
Yeah.
Because you're a Star Wars fan, right, or something, you'll keep watching.
Yeah.
So when does your hope run out? You've been let down consistently. So why hope for a good episode of this show?
Because I want it to be good, I guess. I want it to be good.
Okay.
So like I don't want the show to be bad. Like the things I'm saying now, it's not like I want to hate on it. I want to like it.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. Yeah, so don't think I'm hating just to hate for no reason. I literally want to like it. I'm trying, like, you know.
Yeah. I can say that about Obi-Wan. I don't know so much about this. Like, I wanted to like that, but nah.
Yeah, the Obi-Wan was trash. At least this is better. This is better than Obi-Wan, though.
I think it's better for Obi-Wan, even for me, honestly, because I cared about Obi-Wan. I knew who he was exactly. I don't know anything about Ahsoka besides like a few clips I've seen on YouTube. So I knew exactly who Obi-Wan was, and that wasn't Obi-Wan, and that's why I think that's so much worse. Even I can't judge the quality of that show because I was invested in the character.
And not only that, you're seeing in this show, you're seeing a translation of animation to live action. So you're not expecting a perfect 1-to-1. With Obi-Wan, they literally got Ewan McGregor back. They literally got Hayden Christensen back. So I'm expecting Obi-Wan literally and Anakin literally. You know what I mean?
Disney's just trash.
Yeah, that's it. Disney's trash. Disney Star Wars is trash. All right, that's the end of this review. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode down below in the comment section. What are you guys thinking about the show so far? And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.